It is February 3rd, 2011. And hello, guys. What's up? This is my second take on that video. I should probably stop doing helium. Oh, how are you? Good. Good to hear. Very good to hear. Um, I've been thinking lately, and I've decided that although Richard, myself, and more likely than not JR are going to be doing the Zombie Apocalypse web show, we'll be doing that, but that is only going to be applicable to your lives when the zombie apocalypse happens. Notice I say when, not if, because it will fucking happen. Um, I've decided that I'm going to make a web show for you guys that will be that you will be able to apply to your lives right away. I'm going to start a, for lack of a better term, self-help web show. Um, yeah, I know, right? Charlie doing self-help. Ha! But this is what I'm gonna do, and there will be roughly 27 episodes, webisodes, whatever you want to call it. There'll be 27 of these videos. Um, and whether you take the advice or not, that doesn't really matter. This is just so that this is just a basic outline. Um, some ways to enjoy life more, for lack of a better term. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into tip number one. Never stop thinking. Now, this is important, okay? If somebody ever says to you, you need to stop thinking so much, you call them ignorant in your head and keep thinking deeper. It's it's that mentality that breeds stupidity and sheeple. Your mind is the most important tool that you have, and if you stop using it, it will atrophy. Question everything. And I mean everything. Now, people, I kind of got onto this in my last video. People don't think nowadays, and that is the root of a lot of problems. A lot of problems. Um, I myself have been guilty of not thinking, as anybody who knows me will tell you. I have quite a history of acting without thinking. Don't follow in my footsteps. Think before you act. Think before you act, think after you act, and think when you act. Just don't stop thinking. Um, Try to think about good things. I mean, no, I'm not saying that pretend like the bad things aren't happening, but try to find the good in the bad. Let me try to find some real life examples. Alright, good in the bad. A friend of mine, will remain unnamed, is having trouble finding a relationship that is worth it, for lack of a better term. Not a good situation, although there is good in it. Because it gives him more time to think. Goes full circle. It gives him time to think about It gives him more time to focus on other things that really matter. Um, whether that be work, whether that be school, whether that be whatever the case. Gives him time to think and focus on everything else. Another example, another friend of mine, will remain unnamed, um, has a very, very nasty habit of. No, I'm not going to use that example because that would give it away and he'd be pissed. No, he won't because he doesn't watch my videos. He tends to think never. He doesn't think before he acts, he doesn't think when, and he doesn't think at. Well, he says he thinks after. He thinks with his penis. And that's gotten him into a lot of trouble. Because he doesn't think about what to do before he does it. And he just fucks things up. You may think that you overthink some things. That just sounded awkward. You may think that you overthink some things. But there's no such thing as overthinking. Gotta stop using that. Gotta change up my vocabulary a little bit. But you can only underthink. Because this is going to start to sound really weird again with all these thinks and things, but if you think that you're thinking too much, that just means that you don't have enough time to think. And that your thinking is being impeded. And you feel like you have to rush to a thought. And you say to yourself, okay, I have to stop thinking about this. I'm overthinking it. I have to blah, blah, blah. What if you didn't have to blah, blah, blah? What if you just sat and thought? There's no problems with that. Just sitting and thinking. I do it all the time. Allow yourself to just get lost in thought at least once a day. Because when you actually think things through, you'll find that life will become a lot easier and you'll become a lot happier when you really think about things. Now, I apologize if I have confused any of you. I've honestly kind of confused myself a little bit. But really, your mind is the most important tool that you have. It is the most effective weapon in your arsenal. I mean, your mind can be beautiful, it can be brutal, it can be cruel, it can be wonderful. You just have to give it time and thought. A single bomb can change, everything. But if people actually stopped and thought and used their minds instead of rushing into action, guns and weapons in general can change lives. Thoughts can change the world. People don't recognize the power of the mind. And I feel, me personally, I feel like if people actually stopped and thought, and if there was more thinking going on in this world, that it would be a much better place. People would be a lot happier. Situations would be a lot better. And I feel like I think, again with that big vicious circle, I think that I've pretty much said all I can say about this topic. So, moral of video number one: think, think, think. You can never overthink anything. Your mind is your greatest tool, your greatest weapon. Use it wisely.